Have you ever felt stuck in a repetitive job where no one notices your presence or your efforts? Have you ever wondered, could one small act truly open an entirely new path in life? This story might just change the way you look at yourself. So listen closely, because this could be the shift you didn't know you needed. In a quiet suburban shopping center just outside of Munich, there worked a young man named Mark. He was a security guard, unassuming, often invisible to most, except when someone needed help opening a stuck door or finding a lost phone. Day after day, Mark patrolled the halls, monitored the cameras, and made sure everything ran smoothly. It was a routine few paid attention to. One cold autumn evening, just after his shift had ended, Mark noticed an older gentleman outside, clearly distressed. The man was pacing, scanning the ground as if he had lost something. People passed by, but no one stopped. Though technically off duty, Mark walked over and asked gently, "Are you all right, sir?" The man explained he'd lost his wallet, somewhere near the entrance. Without hesitation, Mark joined him in searching. For nearly half an hour, they combed every corner until finally, they spotted the wallet wedged between two paving stones. Mark reached in and retrieved it. The man, overwhelmed with relief, took it with both hands. "You were the only one who stopped. Thank you for not walking past me like the rest of the world." Mark simply smiled. "It's nothing, really. I just thought, if I were in your shoes, I'd hope someone would do the same for me." What Mark didn't know was that this man was the CEO of a prestigious European hotel group, visiting the center for a potential site acquisition. 2 weeks later, Mark was unexpectedly summoned to the mall's management office. To his surprise, he received a formal letter of recommendation, personally signed by the gentleman he had helped. The letter invited Mark to apply for the role of senior security assistant for a newly launched 5-star resort in the city. Mark was stunned. He had no elite degrees, no industry contacts. All he had done was offer genuine help, without expecting anything in return. He applied and was hired. From that day forward, his life changed entirely. Mark enrolled in evening courses on safety operations, improved his English, and began working with international guests. Within 6 months, he was appointed head of security operations for the entire resort. One evening, as he oversaw a fire drill on the rooftop, Mark crossed paths with the CEO once more. "Do you know why I chose you?" the older man asked. Mark shook his head. "Because you didn't just do your job, you acted without obligation. You gave value when no one was watching. And that's the kind of person I want leading others." That sentence stayed with Mark forever. It reshaped how he saw his work, his role, and his purpose. That night, standing under the city lights, Mark whispered to himself, "I'm no longer just a guard at the door. I'm opening doors for myself and for others." Some thought he was being idealistic, but Mark knew the truth. He was finally living as the best version of himself, and it had all begun with a simple act of kindness. 2 years later, Mark founded his own private security company, training a new generation based on the values he had lived by. Don't work for money. Work for meaning, and the rest will follow. His trainees found positions across major hotels throughout Europe. Many of them were once unemployed. Now they were confident professionals, thanks to a philosophy rooted in giving before receiving. When asked about the secret to his success, Mark simply replied, "I never waited for the world to validate me. I acted as if I already had value, and eventually, the world responded accordingly." In modern society, we often overlook small moments. But sometimes, a simple act of empathy or initiative can quietly alter your entire future. Success doesn't come from waiting for opportunity to knock. It comes from how you treat the unnoticed moments of your day. You are not your job title. You are the mindset you live with. If you see yourself as just a worker, just a service role, or someone insignificant, then that's the label you're choosing to wear. But if you act like someone who gives value, lives with purpose, and does it consistently, then life will respond with doors you never imagined possible. From an unseen security guard to the founder of a respected European firm, Mark's journey didn't begin with luck. It began with a decision to bend down and pick up a wallet, and unknowingly lift up his future. Mark didn't climb his way up with influence or a glowing resume. He didn't wait for the perfect moment or for someone to notice him. He simply chose to act when no one asked, when no one watched. And that's the lesson. In a world driven by outcomes and recognition, it's your unseen actions that often carry the greatest power.